see if this works. If it does, hello everybody. Anybody out there? I'm just tuning in for a few minutes to say hello. Say I hope everybody's having a good day. And also today, being December 20th, is 2 years as of approximately 6 p.m. It will be 2 years since one William Bill Wooldridge, last known used name, and one Blair Hardy caused my mother's death. 2 years ago today. And still getting away with it. And why? Because it was done for Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police, Revenege, through one Spencer Mills 14716 and one Stacy, a mental health worker, was Daily Tea Company here in Napanee, had blonde hair, and now Kingston. She is a human trafficker, and she is guilty of attempted homicide and guilty. But her and Spencer Mills are the ones that are guilty of ordering my mother's homicide through them. Billy Wooldridge was stalking her, was calling her mom. They both were stalking her, but Billy Wooldridge was doing it most. Billy Wooldridge was calling her mom when he was stalking her, and he was using remote narrow monitoring on her. And from it, because of her age, the radiation and EMFs that this gives off, it caused tumors in my mother. This stuff causes cancer as well in victims. And 2 years ago today, like I said, at approximately 6 o'clock or shortly after, she was taken. She went back to become the angel that she is, my mother. But anyway, back to the remote narrow monitoring. Just to prove that it does exist, it is police and military tech that's been in use since the 60s, attaching to a person's central nervous system, enabling invasive surveillance, and I am having it used on me criminally, and this is how I am going through my identity theft and identity changes. I have approximately sometimes 20 different people using this on me. It is being passed around from junkie to junkie to junkie to OPP, drug fed, money paid, little pieces of shit who are using this on me for the OPP revenge. As a result, I get numbed down to be dumbed down on a daily basis. I have no feeling or stimulation left in my head whatsoever. My skull has been split. My brain has been seriously injured, especially on the right side. That's the side I was shot in back in 2019 by ex-OPP chief. He was in a white Jeep Wrangler. I was at my previous address. He was at a white Jeep Wrangler on the corner of Center and Bridge at the stoplights. And he waved at me, I waved back, and a black truck pulled up beside him. And when the black truck pulled up beside him, the person had black hair. I did not see their face, but they pointed and shot something, and it went into my right ear. And I started having serious, serious problems after that because it started to move through my fucking head. It went through my right ear, and it started moving down around in here. And then it moved up eventually to the parietal lobe on the right side of my head, and it was causing serious burning. I go to the doctor to find out what is going on because I had not been to a hospital or a doctor in approximately 7 to 10 years prior to this happening to me. I was doing good medically, spiritually, physically, mentally, in all ways. I would meditate sometimes for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day, and that's no joke. I was starting to do good for myself. And then all of a sudden, this happened and downfall. I go to the hospital to find out what is going on, and they finally give me an appointment for a CAT scan. I go November of 2019 to get my CAT scan done, and a woman from the mental health, aka Stacy, was there, conveniently talking to Dr. Tatiana V. Her name is, aka Margie V. Come to find out it is her girlfriend. Anyway, I go and she was saying that she was there apparently for me for anxiety and for all of this other bullshit, which I do not have. And I have no association with this woman. As a matter of fact, I walked out on her. I went to see her for another person who was causing trouble, and to get them help from getting in trouble, I went to see somebody at mental health named Stacy. As a result, I walked in. I know you was her first words, and then I ended up walking out on her. The next day, I get a meal delivered by David Smith. 5, 10 minutes later, I'm eating on my front porch, and one Spencer Mills pulls into my driveway. He and a guy from mental health, pretty much to let me know that if I did not stop talking about what has taken place here in Napanee, the crimes, there would be serious consequences, either mentally or criminally, and he was 100% right. Because then after that, that's when I was shot. And that's when one known as William Bill Wooldridge came onto the scene and started stalking me constantly. I would go out, every time I would go out, he was always right there, knowing my every single move. How? Because whatever I was shot with, I was tagged with, whatever. I have also, like I said, the remote neural monitoring you saw me, plus I have illegal prisoner tracking on me. This is revenge retaliation on me for speaking of police crimes, like I said. And now, as a result, for 3.5 years, my skull has been split. I've been seriously brain injured. I have been body mutilated. My right lung and kidneys are completely gone. I have serious internal problems now. I'm having Blair Hardy use this remote neural monitoring on me. Highly psychotic. He is a rapist. He is a drug trafficker and a drug lacer, the one that's lacing the drugs and committing murders through it by making it look like it was just another person buying bad drugs and dying from it. Meanwhile, it's done with intent. There is the one known as one William Bill Wooldridge. He is a child stalker, sex offender. Like I said, he and Blair Hardy are guilty of using R&M on my mother and murdering her 2 years ago. Billy Wooldridge is a wanted Harvard inmate. OPP is highly protective of him and will not arrest him, and I can prove it. I have video that will prove it, plus their obstructions. So they also have a justice of the peace to make accusations against victims too, stating they're high on marijuana and hallucinating being sodomized because who it was done by. And they also have Dr. Barton to laugh in people's faces and Dr. Pritchard to try to have that victim institutionalized because of it happening, because who it was done from and to, and their aid to cover it up. Yes, Lenox and Addington County General Hospital is also involved with this crime criminally and negligently for 3.5 years. Medical treatment refusals, medical discriminations, name calling, and more. I would go there, I would be belittled, be treated like a piece of shit, and then I would get up and walk out, and it was being made to look like I was refusing treatment, and that wasn't the case. I'm not gonna put up with being called a retard and being laughed in my face and told that because my head is swelling up, I needed a head shrink, pun intended, and I was crazy and can't fix that because of me going through identity theft and changes, which I have shown and very 100% proven well called crazy over it. Right, Dr. Waldron? There is Dr. Tatiana V, like I said, Stacy's girlfriend. That's after Stacy talked to her at my CAT scans. That's when I was pretty much medically blacklisted. And then the discriminations and everything against me started. The lies, the time buying, the cover ups, arrest refusals, false arrest on me to deflect crimes against me for wanting police and doctors and Billy Wooldridge, Blair Hardy, Tyler Lake, and Jason Van Alstyne and others arrested involved in this crime against me. So it's too convenient now that the ex-OPP chief 2019 is now gone. Oh, chief or commander in 2019. Staff sergeants year 2019 and 2021. Sex assault and kidnapping with Shelley Hafner through her bullshit lies against me when they got my blood and my piss, forced it from me, and that was in an attempt to shut me up and get me kept so I wouldn't be talking about what I'm talking about, showing what I'm showing, been proving what I've been proving, and by whom, how, and why. There is also Shannon Cork, Robert Kane, Robert Lucas, and Shelley Hafner once again. She used a Judge Chappelle too for her incompetency bullshit and still needs to answer for that. And one, like I said, XOPP Chief or Commander 2019, Staff Sergeant's years 2019 and 2021. And Spencer Mills, badge number 14716, was here in Napanee. Now apparently he is in Aurelia. So Aurelia, anybody in Aurelia see this, be careful because you have a serial killer cop there now. So be very careful. He's a human trafficker. Very dangerous person. They're transferring around to avoid arrest and they're transferring around to avoid charging and lawsuits against themselves and the OPP themselves. This is an attempt to try to make me look like a fucking liar that they're involved with this crime against me. I am 50 years old and I'm having this used on me by Blair Hardy, who is approximately 65 years old. Billy Wooldridge, last known username, 149 Center Street North, and he's approximately 72, 73 years old. And then there's one Jason Van Alstyne. He is approximately 40, 45. And then there is one Tyler Lake. He is approximately 30, so two older, two younger. And in the process, been having piss and shit, what feels like and smells like, go through my body and through the back of my head and through my fucking brain, which is constantly numbing me down, and I'm getting electricity on the spot on the back of my head. It feels like I got an electric halo all around my head right here. My head goes flat, it goes round, it goes elongated, it's been shortened, widened, and everything else in between that turns rubber because of the radiation and everything in me at the time from the R&Ms. It's softening my fucking skull. All of this is being done internally to me. being kicked out of the hospital, even through Wayne Coveyduck, through administration of Lennox and Addington Hospital, aiding to help cover up this crime against me, and because of me wanting doctors arrested and charged for the crimes that they are criminally and negligently committing against me with intent, with and for OPP, and with and for Blair Hardy, Billy Wooldridge, Tyler Lake, and Jason Van Alstyne. The longer this goes on without me getting any help, the more it's going to numb me down to dumb me down. It's going to cause me serious long-term memory loss and problems, and that's the whole point. So they get out of the lawsuits and they get out of arrest. And like I said, they're conveniently transferring around to avoid that and also to make their victims look like crazy liars. There's been serious lies against me, stating long criminal record and history and not true in any way, shape, or form. Never been in jail, never have been charged until I was falsely by OPP in the hospital to deflect the crimes against me for wanting it done to them for 3.5 years for crimes. They got my blood and my pictures, my tattoos, my signatures, my prints, everything they needed for the biometric system for forgeries, framings, and frauds. Spencer Mills and OPP have my original CAT scans, and I was given fake ones, and I can prove it. The hospital and the hospital and the police that you think you know and what they are doing here, poor, elderly, homeless, disabled, causing me serious fucking damage while preventing me help to buy time and everything else for these pieces of shit to do this to me. Once again, Blair Hardy, Tyler Lake, Jabin Alstein, and the rest of you doing this, you will pay for it along with the police. Whether you've transferred or not, you're still guilty of this. Along for you've left for deniability and also to avoid lawsuits and arrest. You even got a justice of the peace to make accusations for you to stating being high on marijuana and hallucinating, being ripped open. So this is the kind of stuff that goes on here. They're guilty of domestic terrorism. They're guilty of criminal stalking. They're guilty of torture, kidnapping, sex assault, medical blacklisting, obviously deforming of me, which I've shown and proven, and plus my identity changes going through this, not being able to do a damn thing about it. And they're still getting away with murdering my mother as of approximately 6 p.m. tonight. It will be 2 years. Blair Hardy is seriously fucking psychotic. This is being internally and mentally done to me. Internally. Because of this shit on me. When I'm only feeling these pieces of shit, their consciousness, it's kind of funny how I'm sitting here and I can feel them broadcasting over me and through me, using me like a fucking puppet, like a game, hoping I cause memory loss on myself. I'm taking on all these different fucking faces if these bastards were arrestable, which they're not, no matter what I show and prove, because who they are. So remember this. I am Chris Wood, and I am an identity theft, identity change, revenge, retaliation victim, and it's being done through the police, the doctors, and their little pieces of shit who they will not arrest and will not touch. I share any DNA with any of you bastards, and there will be serious hell. This has been going on for 3.5 years since August of 2019, and one way or another, you bastards will answer for it regardless. You're guilty of murdering the Wood bloodline, you bastards, by mentally fucking me up in hopes that I screw up and have taken off my consciousness in hopes that I start acting crazy. You've already cast those lies against me, stating long psychological record and history. None true in any way, shape, or form. Not in any way, and it needs to be proven by the pieces of shit who told it. This is how you traffic, frame, and murder using wanted harbored inmates and doing this to people, putting prisoner tracking in them. This is how, and you expect me to be taken for this fucking garbage. Fuck you. This is your little plan against me. Go fuck yourself. I'm Chris Wood, not Billy Wooldridge, not Blair Hardy, not Tyler Lake, not Jason Van Alstyne, and I'm not just picking these pieces of shit out of the air for no reason and saying, well, they're broadcasting over me and I can feel their fucking consciousness right here in the side of my head. So it's being done to me through remote narrow monitoring. I'm being used like a fucking puppet. This is how they're committing sex crimes too. This is how they're using this on children, and they might not even be aware of it because it enables for the invasive surveillance so they can see your children naked. Right now, this is being done to me by Blair Hardy and or Tyler Lake. So my complete side profile is gone, completely changed. My original, but this has been going on for 3.5 years. So internally, this is fucking done, and 2 years after you murdered my mother, too, one way or another, you bastards will pay for this. And this is about financial thefts as well, because thereafter they steal disabilities, they steal welfare. This is financial theft and fraud too, and this is how they're committing it through the R&M as well. Remember this. Be safe, everybody. I'm not taking a fall for you, Waldridge, you piece of shit scumbag, or you, Hardy, and you bastards will be arrested and charged for this. And you will not get away with it, regardless whether you suck off OPP or not, and work with the poor of you drug-fed, money-paid pieces of shit garbage. OPP are guilty of domestic terrorism, human trafficking, human sex trade, slavery trafficking, and as well pedophilia. The OPP you think you know. The doctors here that aid and protect them, and the inmates and psych ward patients they use as well to mentally fuck victims up, cause identity thefts using tech, deforming, injuring, torturing victims. So remember this, Tyler Lake, you are going to pay for this. Jason Van Alstyne, you are going to pay for this. Blair Hardy, you are going to pay for this. And Billy Wooldridge, so are you too, you pieces of shit garbage. Don't think it. Think again, motherfuckers.